Well, good afternoon, Professor. Today, my co-researchers, Sebastian Hernandez and Catherine Duran, and I, Sandra Mate, are going to present what we have done and what we have reflected during this first term regarding the data collection process of our research, which is entitled Understanding the Influence of Self-Directed Learning Strategies on First-Year Foreign Language Learners' Academic Achievement. Next slide, please. Eh, Therefore, today's agenda is broken down into five sections. First, project description. Second, research protocols. Third, timetable. Fourth, data gathering. And finally, the reflections about the data gathering process. And next slide. Well, then, having said the above, I will start talking about the context of our project. So, our project aims to describe the influence of self-directed learning strategies on academic achievement of in first year foreign language learners. And besides, we seek to understand and determine how effective these learning strategies are on ideal academic performance and how these strategies allow an integral construction of knowledge and learning of the English language in each student. Subsequently, as this semester is fully devoted to the data collection process, we are conducting two semi-structured interviews and two classes observations with the students of the A1 Basic English course. Next slide, please. Well, now regarding the research protocols, well, before starting the process of collecting data and before having the first contact with the teacher and her students, we sent an email to the teacher in charge of the A1 Basic English course. And in this email, we introduced ourselves as 8th semester students of the research course, and we mentioned that we were carrying out some data collection process, and besides that we would also like to work with her students. Next slide. On the other hand, within this email we sent a letter of consent to the teacher where we asked her for authorization to conduct our research project in her course. Next one, please. And finally, we clarified her about the ethical considerations in terms of data collection and data analysis, and we told her that the results of the project could be published and that she would be invited to learn about the results obtained from the study as well. Well, now my co-researcher Catherine will be talking a little bit more about these research protocols.
Well, now let me explain to you the second research protocol to be used. Well, when the first semester students ask to participate in our research project, we will send them this letter of consent to thank them for their availability and willingness to participate in this data collection process. Through this letter, we also explain to the students the main purpose of this project, which is to understand the influence of self-directed learning strategies and to analyze how effective they are for them in their academic achievement. However, this letter of consent has a more specific purpose, which is to request their collaboration as students of the A1 Basic English course to carry out the data collection activities, which are two class observations, a questionnaire of 8 open-ended questions, and two semi-structured interviews. In the same way, we inform them that for analysis purposes, the interview will be recorded in order for us to maintain the objectivity of this data. Besides, they will know the ethical considerations to take into account throughout this process. So we specify them that all the information obtained during the will be kept confidential. And next slide, please. Well, now as a theory research protocol, we created a Google Form document. Well, when we had our first meeting with these first semester students, we sent them this Google Form in order to know if they were willing to be part of the data collection process of our research project. So in this Google Form, we added our personal data such as emails and cell phone numbers in case of any doubt on the part of the students. Here we asked a yes or no question, which asks the students if he or she is willing to participate in their interviews to be conducted within this project. Also, this Google Form document asks the students if to write their emails and cell phone numbers for us to easily contact them. Well, now my partner Sebastian will explain to you the timetable we organized and the first interview.
Okay, thank you so much. And now, as you can see, you can check the timetable we have designed to this research project. We have chosen several colors to identify what we have done in those dates or what we expect to do in those dates. For example, in the orange color, we mean that we are going to conduct the classroom observations. With the green semi-structured interviews, in blue the first content with the class, then data organization. We also considered important to highlight the exams week, because we said to the students that we were not going to work with them in those weeks, because we know how difficult it is to do it during these days. Also the data analysis, and as you can see, all of them are in the table. I also want to clarify that these dates can be changed during the time because we cannot, there are some situations that we cannot control. For example, the first contact with the classroom was made on September the 24th, and fortunately everything went well. However, our first classroom observation that was supposed to be done on October the 1st was not possible to be conducted because the students had a different activity, a part of the class. So at the end, the real class was going to be just 1 hour. So we decided to change that date for them to work and to observe the complete 3 hours of the course. As you can also see, we have the timetable for the next semester. This is even more just expecting some dates, because we currently do not have the next semester dates. So it's just expecting of it. And as you can see, we have the data analysis on March and writing the report along 1 month or about that time. Also, as my co-researcher Catherine mentioned, we are going to have 2 semi-structured interviews, and this is the first one. We have designed just one, and with the time we're going to design the other one depending on these answers. And our main objective with this semi-structured interview is to know how aware the interviewee is about the self-directed learning strategies, whether they use them or not, if they know they are using it, why they are using it, and also to give them some ideas of what self-directed learning is. We have 7 questions. We have designed 7 questions, and also we have prepared a space to all of them and to be conducted and to be also guided for us in order to get the answers we have. For example, as you can see here, we really want to know the process of what they are doing outside and inside the classroom for us to analyze the next other questions. Finally, we are going to give you our reflections about about the experience we have had until now with the first meeting also. And so my co-researcher is going to start telling you their first view of it.
Well, as my co-researcher Sebastian said, well, talking about what we have reflecting during this first semester and all the activities that we have done to become good researchers, before having the first contact with our participants, we were quite integrate to know how we would present our research correctly and how the sample itself will react to our project, which means that we were a bit concerned about using the correct vocabulary or expressions to our participants easy to understand what we were going to explain to them, and in that way they won't feel confused or uninterested in participating. Furthermore, this intrigue was a bit related to the use of our communication skills, since being talking with a group of unknown people through a computer required eye contact and nonverbal communication improvement to make our participants or the students feel comfortable and willing to participate in our research.
Another important aspect to reflect, it was to be the first time we do this kind of things, it was a little bit difficult because of technology environments or online environments, because it was like facing a wall. We shared we turned our cameras on to show and to try to do like an eye contact, but the students didn't do it. So it was a little bit difficult because we didn't know if they were paying attention to us or if they were just ignoring us. So it was a little bit difficult. We didn't know how to call their attention because they were not participating. So it was a little bit difficult for us. But from this experience, we could analyze another way to do it, how to be more interacting with the course and also to encourage them to participate and to get interested in our project.
Yeah, well, and we also reflected on the results we obtained after presenting ourselves in the research project. So after the class ended, we noticed that we didn't receive a positive answer from the first semester students as we were actually expecting. We could see that they didn't seem willing to participate or to know more than about that we were explaining to them. So we felt that the students were probably shy or confused about what we were saying. And this is because that was like the first time they heard this term research. So well, yeah, that is why it was also very important for us to emphasize to the students that they will go through this process and they will need the help of students. However, even though we try to explain to them that this data collection process wouldn't take so much time and the questions that we have right now are not really difficult, so far we got only one answer from one student. So yeah, that was our experience with the first contact with the first semester students. So thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you so much.